Okay, so go ahead and come to lie down onto your back. Place a bend into your knees. And bring your feet about mat width distance apart and let your knees drop in. I just felt like my low vertebrae go pop, 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 just lying down. That's a good indicator. And so you can let your arms rest down by your sides, palms face up. And your eyes can be open with a gaze towards the ceiling, or close your eyes if that feels okay for this morning. And with your knees turned inward, giving your low back and sacrum a moment to soften down. Without trying to change anything, allowing for the natural curves to still be there. Just finding a bit more support, a little bit of a broadening. As you inhale, bring the breath all the way from the base of your spine. Visualize it move all the way up through your body, as if it could land at the crown of your head. And as you exhale, visualize your breath exiting from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your spine. We'll take a few more like this. Inhale, draw your breath all the way up. Exhale everything out. Twice more. Option to exhale with a sigh. And find an in-between space where instead of really efforting to pull your breath in, it feels more like a natural flow. And then allow your inhales to naturally fall into your exhales, which rebound directly back into an inhale. Bring your hands onto your hips and take your knees apart from one another, but keep your feet about hip width distance. And just slowly start to drop your knees down toward the right. And then as you inhale, bring them back up to center. And as you exhale, take your knees down to the left. It's early, so knees might not go too far. Bringing the awareness into your hips, into your low back. And you might notice what's happening on the outside of your hips and your outer lines of your legs. And so just to take a little inventory of where you are this morning. Let's take it once more to each side. Nice and gentle rock, finding a gentle twist. As you inhale, bring your knees back towards center. Walk your feet in a little bit closer towards one another and a little bit closer towards your sits bones. Hang on to the edges of your mat, and as if you could pull your mat apart, really find some action in your arms, and you can start to tuck your shoulders under. So by tucking your shoulders under, you might lift up through your sternum slightly. Press down into your feet and slowly start to lift your hips. You're not going to go to your max yet, because again, we're just starting. Then as you exhale, lower your hips back down. And take this twice more. Press down into your feet. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, lower down. Keep drawing the edges of your mat away from each other. One more inhale. And exhale. Release your mat, palms face up, walk your feet forward, and again, as wide as your mat. This time, expand your arms out towards a T. Start to breathe into your shoulders a bit, and again, take a couple gentle rocks from left and right. You can move faster than me, you can move slower than me. You might find a spot you're like, oh. If you find that spot, feel free to stay there and breathe. And starting to transition your awareness from the lower part of your body up towards your waistline, into your ribs, and noticing where you might feel it more in the torso this time. Take it one more each side. And shift your knees back towards center. Again, walk your feet a little bit closer to your bum. And this time bring your palms down, face down towards your thighs. Or excuse me, towards your sits bones. As you press down, lift your hips up, arms are going to reach all the way up and overhead towards the back of your mat. And as you exhale, arms come down, hips come down. Twice more like this. Inhale, press to start to lift up. Exhale, hips down, arms float down. Last one, press down, lift up. Exhale, arms down, hips down. Last time, walk your feet a little bit more forward, take them as wide as your mat, cactus your arms so you can bend into your elbows if you'd like. And start to drop your knees over to the right. This time, let them stay there. Your gaze can stay up towards the ceiling, or shift your gaze over towards your left elbow. And 3 full breaths. One more breath in. And out. Draw your knees up to center, shift your gaze towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the opposite side. Option to shift your gaze over your right elbow this time. And 3 breaths here. Last breath in. And out. Knees back towards center, gaze back towards center. Take a full breath at neutral. And as you exhale, press your breath out, draw your knees in towards your chest. Keep them a little bit wider and take some movement on your low back. So it might be sideways rocking, some circles. Excuse me, begin to make your way back towards center. Extend your left leg all the way down towards the ground. Flex into your right heel, and then right heel will reach towards the ceiling, but you're going to give a bend into your right knee. You might grab onto your big toe or the outside pinky edge side of your right foot. Draw your knee back towards your armpit as if you could snuggle your knee right into your armpit, like fitting a baseball into a glove. Really think of drawing that hip back as you extend your left heel long. So active left leg. Take another inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Keep your right leg where it is. Slide the foot of your left foot back to the ground. Release the grasp of your right leg and extend your right heel tall towards the ceiling this time. Take a few points and flex to breathe into your calf muscle. You might feel it on the outer lines of your leg. You might feel it down towards your hip. And then the next time you point your toes, really flex through your toes. Point through your toes, imagine energy shooting up, and as if you could draw a line from the ceiling down the wall with control all the way down to the earth. Right leg down. And then flex your right heel, press the energy out of your right foot, hug your left knee into your chest. Flex into your left foot and start to press your left foot towards the ceiling. Deep bend into your left knee. And again, you might grab your big toe here. You might grab to the outer corner of your pinky side and start to hug your knee back toward your armpit. Keep pressing the energy out of your right heel. So we're working left hip, extending right leg. And right. One more inhale. Exhale. Slide your right foot up onto the ground. Find that support and release the bind of your left foot. Left heel presses high towards the ceiling. And again, a couple point and flex here. Ooh, you might notice it in your shin. I just noticed it in the shin. You never know where you might feel it. So take a few more point and flex here. The next time you point your toes, again, draw that line on the ceiling all the way down towards the earth. Allow your left leg to land. Take a moment here to feel that side. Bend into your left knee, and then once more, hug both of your knees in towards your chest. This time, bring your knees towards one another, and again, take some movement on your low back. Okay, come to center. Either roll forward, or you can roll to the side and press yourself up to a seat. And we're going to shift right away onto table. So you can bring a blanket or towel underneath your knees here. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. So find your foundation first, and then draw your belly button in and up. So find stability of your core. Extend your right toes to the very back of your mat, and then lift your right leg. You want to try to keep it parallel with the hip, and then point your right toes. Drop your toes down to the ground so they touch, and then inhale, bring it back up. Twice more, toes drop, and lift. Last one, drop, and lift. Keep your toes lifted. Press your weight into your right hand, extend your left arm long. Thumb up, pinky down, extend from fingertip to toes, and then drop your toes, drop your fingers. Inhale, bounce back up. Twice more, drop down, and up. Last one, drop it down, and up. Keep your leg lifted, drop your hand back down to the earth. Now flex through your foot, press the energy forward as you press your crown forward, and as you exhale, draw knee to nose. Inhale, extend back through your heel. Exhale, knee toward nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. And then release your right foot down. Tent up onto your fingertips. Take a load off your wrist. You can come down to child's pose for a breath. Press your palms back into the earth. Shift your way back into your tabletop. This time, your left toes reach behind you. Press down into your palms. Draw your belly in and lift your left leg high. Point through your toes. Notice if the foot's high or low, kind of coming out from the hip joint. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, toes lower down with control and lift back up. So really using your glute and hamstring for strength. Yeah. One more, lower and lift. Shift the weight into your left palm slightly. Right arm extends long. Feel the extension first. And as you exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. I'm going to change that. Drop it down. And up. We'll do that after. Drop it down. And up. Last one, drop down. Lift up, keep your left leg lifted. Right palm comes down. Here we go. Flex your foot. Extend the crown of your head. Now we'll do knee to nose. Extend. Two more. Last one. Release your shin down, sit it back, tent up. So actively pull your fingers, like you're trying to draw your fingers together. Feel some strength into your wrists and feel some sensation into your forearms. Press your palms back down to the earth, shift your way forward towards your table, tuck your toes underneath, engage through your palms, and with control, press your hips up and back, first down dog. Stay here and find some movement. You can start to pedal it out, shake your hips. Again, taking an inventory of where your body is in space. Shift your gaze forward, slowly start to walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat towards your hands. Take a nice generous bend into your knees, let your torso rest down, let your palms get heavy, let your head get heavy. And then shake your head yes and no. Let out a big sigh. As you inhale, slide your hands up your shins towards your half lift. Walk your hands up to your hips, deep bend into your knees, press down, rise all the way up, palms press down, Tadasana mountain pose. Take a moment to feel the stability of your feet, palms press down as the crown of your head reaches up. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips, forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Stay here for a full breath in. And out. Shift forward, drop your knees, lower all the way down onto your belly. And then walk your hands out towards the side and tent up onto your fingertips. Untuck your toes in the back and really think of pressing your hips down, pressing your shins down, and pressing the pinky edge side of your foot down. Ooh. So already when you start to press all that down, you might start to feel a natural lift of your torso. So press down with the lower half of your body, and as you inhale, take a super gentle lift of the upper half of your body, and then exhale, melt your forehead back down. We'll take two more like this. So as you inhale, active press down, lift your torso up. Exhale, release back down. One more, press the hips, press the legs, press your feet. And exhale, release back down. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, elbows hugging tight, tuck your toes, press yourself up to your tabletop. With your toes tucked, as you inhale, drop towards cow. As you exhale, press and round to cat. Again, inhale, drop to cow. Press and round to cat. One more, warming up your spine. And round. Inhale, back to neutral. Draw your navel in and up, shift your hips back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Look to the front of your mat, walk yourself forward all the way to Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Hands to hips, deep bend in your knees, press down, rise up, Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, right away this time, arms reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release your hands, step your right foot to the back of your mat, drop your right knee, option to untuck your toes. And then start to walk your left foot out a little bit closer to the left edge of your mat. And you'll bring both your hands on the inside of your left knee. Shift your hips back. So normally we think of dropping really low here. Think of shifting your hips back a little bit Keep your right hand on the block or the floor. Take your left hand to your left hip crease and think of plugging your left hip back in space. We put the hips lifted a little bit higher and then press into your left big toe. So again, really tiny movements, starting to stabilize through your left hip. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Release your left hand down towards the ground. Wiggle your left foot back between your hands. Tuck your right toes, lift your back knee. Start to pivot over towards the right, toes towards the long edge of your mat. Wide leg forward fold. So as you inhale, find a little bit of length. And as you exhale, as if you could send your butt back, think of sending your butt back and let your forehead drop down. One more breath in. And out. Press your palms underneath your shoulders, find a gaze forward. Start to pivot yourself towards the front of your mat, low runner's lunge. Bend your back knee, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands to hips, bend down, press up, Tadasana. Inhale right away, take it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the mat, left foot steps back, drop your knee, option to tuck or untuck. Take it to the other side. So right foot shimmies out a little bit. Both of your hands come onto the inside of your right foot. And then send your hips back. So notice if we're dropping down, we want to send them back a little bit. Right hand to the floor, or excuse me, left hand to the floor block. Right hand's going to come into your right hip crease. And then think of plugging back. So notice if we're kind of hanging out to the side, plug back, really press down into your right toe. So by pressing into your toe, you might feel it all the way back into your hip. Find that stabilizer. Take another inhale. Exhale, really, really press your toe down. One more inhale. Exhale. Release your right hand back down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot back in. Bring your front foot. Lift your back leg. Take it over to the left. Help pivot. Wide leg forward fold again. This time with your toes forward, send your bum back. Reach your arms forward. Tent up onto your fingertips. Again, like you can pull all your fingers towards one another and then drop your forehead down. One more inhale. Stay here on your exhale. Start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Shift yourself towards the front of your mat again. Bend your back knee, step all the way forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Bend into your knees, hands to hips, press down, rise up, Tadasana. Heel toe your feet together. Bend into your knees, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. Draw your navel in and up, let your sits bones be low. Take another inhale. As you exhale, flip your palms, interlace your hands behind you, and press your knuckles back as you lift your heart forward. Exhale, keep a bend into your knees, start to drop your heart down towards your thighs. And as your arms reach up and overhead, your legs start to extend. Now I say start to extend because this is where my legs are. So stay wherever you feel something in your hamstrings, in your hips. Really, we're looking to energetically press down and reach up. Take another inhale. As you exhale, release your palms, re-bend your knees nice and deep. Reach your arms all the way up and overhead, back to Utkatasana. And then flip your palms, interlace opposite finger on top, press back, lift your heart. And again, drop your heart space down, palms up, start to straighten your legs. One more inhale. As you exhale, release your palms, deep bend into your knees, reach your arms up and overhead, Utkatasana. Press down into your feet, come all the way up to stand, Samasthiti. Take a deep breath in here, and out. Release your palms down by your sides. Shift your weight into your left foot, and if you want, hands can come to hips. Bring your right foot to your ankle or your calf. Actively press down, always the option to find a wall here. Really press down through the big toe mound of the standing leg. Lift up through your torso, and then hands can come to heart. You might explore reaching your arms out wide. Keep pressing down, so notice if it's like hanging out in the hip. Press down, draw it up. Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands, release your foot, take your feet a little bit wider, take a little bend into your knees, a little dance, shake it out a little bit. Okay, and then start to walk your feet back in towards center. Let's shift it to the other side. So shift your weight to your opposite foot, and again, ankle or calf is where we're gonna start today. Press down. So again, notice if the weight's kind of hanging in the hip joint. We want to use the press of your foot to draw your hip in, pull your navel up, and then lift up through your heart. Again, option to stay here, or you might start to expand your arms wide. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, release your hands back down toward your heart with control. Release the foot. Again, take your feet wider. Give yourself a little shake. Rock out through your hips. You can take some circles, maybe some infinity signs. And slowly make your way back to center. Step your way to the front of your mat if you're not there already. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your calf lift. This time, plant your hands, step your right foot to the back of your mat, round your back heel, keep some space between your feet, press down, rise up, warrior one. Actively pressing through your back, pinky edge side, press through the front toe of your left foot, and then reach your arms up. Flip your palms out to the side, interlace your hands behind you, press down as you lift up, and then turn your torso over towards the right a little bit. Like we did earlier, start to melt your heart down, and your palms will start to reach up. Keep reaching the crown of your head forward as you let your back leg really fire up. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Press down into your foot, let your hands help to guide you back up to center. Release the grasp of your palms, reach your arms up and overhead, and then cactus your arms and start to lift your heart up. So we're lifting from the sternum and not dumping into the low back, right? So cactus and lift. Stay here for a full breath in. And out. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Frame your front foot, shift to the toes of your back foot, step back to plank. Option to drop your knees, shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, keep your elbows under, your hands underneath you, press your hips, lift to your cobra, and then exhale, release down. Tuck your toes, press to table, or straight up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Let out a big old sigh. Bend into your knees, look forward, walk your way forward. We're going to take a half lift here. Exhale, bring your hands right back down. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Ground your foot, and then keep a bit of distance between your feet. Inhale, warrior one. So again, like we did earlier, think of drawing back on that right hip. Extend your arms up high. Flip your palms. Interlace opposite finger on top. Press and lift your heart. And then spiral your heart over towards the left a little bit. As you exhale, start to reach the crown of your head forward. So just like we did with our foot, like you could trace the wall with your head, and then reach your arms up, humble warrior. Deep breath in. And out. One more here. Press down into your front foot. Use that strength to lift your torso back up. Unravel your arms, so your arms up and overhead. And again, cactus through your arms. Lift up and then back slightly. So this back left leg is really engaged to help draw your energy up and back. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Frame your front foot, shift to the toes of your back foot, step back to plank. And again, yogini's choice, shift forward. You can drop your knees or not, lower down. Inhale, hips press, toes press, lift. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes through table or straight up and back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Big exhale. And this time, drop down to your knees, sit back towards child's pose, and again, tent up onto your fingertips. So we're going to keep it more of an active child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And out. Press down into your palms, lift yourself back up. Tuck your toes underneath, press your hips up and back, down dog. Slowly walk yourself to the front of your mat last time. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale to fold. This time, press down into your feet, scoop your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Release down, Tadasana. Okay, so shift your weight into your right foot. Hands come onto hips. Again, you can bring your foot to your ankle or your thigh or your shin, or you might bring it up to your thigh this time, just as long as it's not on your kneecap, okay? Yeah. Press down and lift. And this time, always the option to stay here, extend, or you can start to cactus your arms. If your arms are cactus, again, think of lifting up through your heart space and start to take your left elbow down towards your left hip. It kind of looks funny. But we really have to press down into the standing leg to keep our balance, and then start to breathe into the rib cage of the extended side. Yeah. One more inhale. Exhale. Press down into your standing foot. Use your core to lift yourself back up. Release your palms down. Release your foot out. Take it wide. Find your dance. Rock out the hips. Pretend you're at the wharf. And then slowly walk yourself back in. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Left leg's going to be your base. Again, ankle, calf, or thigh, just not the kneecap. Press down, lift up. So that's the first space, is really using the press to lift up and find some space in your hips. And then cactus your arms if you're taking that variation. So with the cactus, notice if there's a little hinge forward. Want to think of lifting up and opening through your heart, yeah? Stay here, or start to engage your core, really fire up your base leg, and start to take your right elbow toward your right hip. Yes, and then notice all the shaking. Keep pressing, keep lifting. Maybe we tip. Nice. And then with control, come back up, lift your heart, hands release down, foot releases down, and one more time, take your dance, shake it out. Hello, hips. All right, walk your feet back towards center. Step to the front of your mat if you're not there already, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands, step your right foot to the back of your mat. This time, ground your heel. Prep for warrior two. Press down, rise up. Warrior two. Bring your hand to the front thigh and turn it slightly towards the pinky edge side. Draw your navel in and up, and then expand out from here. Take a deep breath in. And out. Bring your front forearm to your thigh, top arm reaches straight up towards the ceiling, and then bend into your elbow. Press your head back into your hand. And so feel that underarm on the right side. Take another breath in. And out. Inhale, re-extend your arm. Shift your gaze down. Press down, rise up, warrior two. And then straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips, option to shorten your stance. So you want to think of that extension we've been taking and that slight lift of the heart. Keep your hands on your hips and press your hips down, so as if you could actually elongate your spine. Press down, lift the crown of your head high. Use the core of your strength, the strength of your core, and start to tip forward. So again, it might look kind of funky, but we're using the strength to keep our lifted torso and not just dumping down. So once you find your edge here, bring your hand down to your shin, to a block or to the floor, and then bring your right hand onto your right hip and think of pressing your hip forward as you press your hand back, and use that to start to twist your torso up. Keep reaching the crown of your head forward. Stay here, or your right arm might reach up towards the sky, Trikonasana. Big inhale. Exhale. Release your top hand down. Shift your gaze down, bend into your front knee. Reach your arm up as your right hand reaches back, reverse warrior. And then inhale back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Let's pivot to the opposite direction. Drop down into your front knee. And then bring your right hand onto the inside of your right leg. Help to assist your knee a little bit towards the pinky edge side. And then think of drawing your core in. Extend your arms out. Yes. And then notice where you are in space. Think of what is center-ish. And then settle down into that shape. Take another inhale. As you exhale, front forearm to thigh. Back arm will reach straight up towards the ceiling. Bend into your left elbow, press your head back. Check out what's happening in the armpit of your left arm. You might feel it back into your shoulder. And then notice if your right arm's hanging out. Fire it up. Find some length there. So we're really extending through the neck. Another inhale. And exhale. Inhale, extend your top arm. Shift your gaze down. Press down, rise up with control, warrior two. Straighten your leg, hands to hips. Option to shorten your stance. Legs are engaged. Pull it up. Hips press down, crown reaches high. With your strength, start to tip. Tip, 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 tip. And then you're like, okay, that's my tipping point. Bring your hand down to your shin, your ankle, your mat, wherever you want to find it. Press your hip and hand toward one another. So as you do that, notice how that starts to spiral your torso a bit. Keep spiraling your torso. Option to shift your gaze up. Stay here, or start to lift your arm up towards Trikonasana. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes back down towards left hip. Shift your gaze down. Rebend into your right knee. Right arm sweeps up and back. Left arm takes it down. Reverse. And then inhale back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Hands to hips. Pivot on your toes to face the front of your mat. Bend your back knee. Step forward. Tadasana. Take a deep breath in. And out. Last vinyasa here if you'd like it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your navel in, little bend into your knees, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank. Shift forward with or without your knees, lower down. Inhale to your baby cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck down, press yourself up through table or straight up and back, down, up. Full breath in. And out. Release down to hands and knees. And then sweep your feet around, come onto your sits bones, come into a comfortable seat. Hips and core and shoulders, oh my. Okay, so if you have a blanket, you can always take your blanket or towel underneath you here, if you'd like. And it doesn't matter which foot's in front, whichever one lands, it's perfectly fine. Bring your hands onto the tops of your knees or onto your shins. I'm going to take a seated cow and calf from here. So as you inhale, start to roll your shoulders back, lift your gaze, lift your chin. And as you exhale, draw your navel back, chin drops down. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Come back up to a neutral spine. So second round, you're either going to flow through that at the same pace, taking it slow, or we're going to add more of a pranayama practice to it, and it's going to be going faster. So if you're like me, and anything's been happening with your back, just please check in because we are going to be going a little faster. And I'll turn sideways so you can see it's going to be like a rock on your hips. So you can see how the back kind of shifts as your hips rock, and then we'll drop back. So you can take a deep inhale through your nose. We'll start with a cleansing breath out. And then we'll start to take it at a little bit faster pace. So if you're taking this pace, keep going. If in your low back or in your breath, you're just like, not today, take it slow, right? So whatever feels best for you. If you're taking more of the Bhastrika, it's going to be inhale, exhale. So strong inhale, strong exhale. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to a natural breath. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Option to close your eyes down. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Release your palms down. Switch up your feet so you can take your opposite foot in front or on top. Bring your hands back to your shins or your knees, and this time start to circle your torso. So like you're stirring a big pot. And you can bend your elbows, you can bring your shoulders into it as much or as little as you'd like. The next time you take it to the front, go ahead, reverse your directions. So we did a lot of stabilizing through the hips, through the core, and through the shoulders. So now giving ourselves time to get a little bit fluid. And then come back to center. Okay, so same thing, round 2. Take it at that nice, slow, steady pace. If that feels good, you can close your eyes. This can almost turn into like a little meditation, or we're gonna start working with the breath again. So it's just gonna be faster. Strong inhale through your nose, strong exhale through your nose, starting to get some of the staleness in and out. So As you inhale, shift your ribs forward, exhale back. Switch directions. Come to the center, big inhale. Exhale. Bring hand to heart, hand to belly, inhale. And exhale. Release your palms down towards your thighs. Your hands can be facing down, find a connection onto your legs, or flip your palms up. If you'd like, eyes can close fully or find a soft gaze. And take inventory again of your body. Take inventory of what it felt like to really take some effort into your breath and start to press some stale energy, stale breath out. And creating space. The next time you inhale, once more, visualize your breath moving up from the base of your spine, all the way to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, exhale from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. Twice more like this. If your palms are flipped up, you can face your palms back down. If staying here in a seated meditation resonates with you, please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, begin to shift yourself towards the earth once more, coming all the way down onto your back. And as we began, once you find yourself on the ground, walk your feet about hip-width distance apart, a little bit wider, and let your knees drop in towards one another. You can bring your hands either to your hips or maybe your belly or your heart. Take a moment here at neutral. If there's any movement that you would like to take, please feel free to do so. If and when you would like to shift towards Shavasana, you can walk your feet in, extend your legs out. You might put a towel or a blanket under your knees. Let your arms rest down by your sides. Allow your muscles to soften and get heavy. Allow your breath to soften. And slowly bring your awareness back into the quality of your breath. Again, allowing your inhales to fall into your exhales. And beginning the cycle again. You can start to take gentle movement if you'd like to create fists and then extend your fingers long. Maybe scrunch your toes up and then extend them long. If it feels good with your shoulders, reach your arms all the way up and overhead. This time breathing from the tips of your toes to the tops of your fingers. Exhale everything out with a sigh. Slowly start to hug your knees towards your chest once more. And again, stay in stillness, so you might take some movement on your low back. Any way you'd like to arrive, you can start to make the journey up towards a comfortable seat once more. And bring one hand towards your heart space and one hand towards your navel center. Take one more deep inhale through your nose. Exhale everything out with a sigh. Press your palms together towards your heart and gently bow your head down. And taking a moment to honor your dedication, your practice, your body, your breath. And our ability to always show up in new circumstances and new spaces and new experiences. And having the ability to take the time to witness, to take inventory, so that we may better engage as we move forward. Namaste.